Hi everybody, welcome to the YKim YouTube channel. Please, again, just hit the subscribe. It doesn't take much. Hit the bell, ring the bell, hit subscribe. I want to continue, partly anyhow, the talk that we had yesterday about the education system and the problems that may be occurring. That, if you really examine it properly, and if it's true, it's very serious. On another note, in saying that, in terms of the seriousness, I do not want to come across like I am constantly complaining. That's not what this is about. It is simply observing, looking, and thinking as critically as I can about ethics and the society we live in. That's all I'm doing. However, at times, if you get too involved in the seriousness of when problems may be occurring, of course, that can lead to anger and depression and things like that. So there is a fine line between the two, I would say. And we can talk about that probably at another time, because that's ultimately also something important and serious. So let's try and critique this problem that I see happening and ask you, the viewers, to see what you think about the education system and the, I don't know, let's just call it what I think it might be at times, the fraudulent system of higher education that happens at times. Let me just give some examples. And this is a critique of the people that work for these institutions and the institutions themselves. As we talked about previously, how on earth can you let some of these students through their courses? Some of you have your hands tied. I'm talking to the professors that are employed by the institutions. Some of them have their hands tied and they wish that things could be different. And let me just assure you, some of them would agree with me. Some of the academics in many institutions across the world would agree with the claim I make. That is, there are people that go through these institutions that have no place in these institutions, and they did not put forward a quality of work that should give them what they deserve, which is a degree, a qualification. Instead, they are allowed to receive their qualifications without the proper work being done. That's one problem that is happening. What do you think about that? Tell me what you think. Is it happening? And is it a problem? Why aren't they being checked properly, tested properly, examinations done in a way in which they cannot cheat the system, in a way in which they're not just allowed to trickle through, to limp on through the system, either because they paid all the money and they've got lots of economic backing, or it's just about the numbers of the institution itself, and people that don't pass and that are constantly failing reflects the standard of the institution itself. The institutions worry about these things, and so my claim is they let them through. There is an expression in the country I'm from: a P equals a pass. It's like a 50%. The expression is P's, they get you degrees. That is a problem in itself, that some people have this mindset. And let me make this quite clear. This is not too outrageous what I'm saying. Many people agree with me. Many wonderful, good academics. Many politicians would agree with me. However, it seems like our hands are tied. By what? I actually don't know. But you tell me. YKim viewers answer this. By what? Here is another critique that I think is probably and possibly happening. Well, it is happening. It's about what I already just mentioned. The examinations are not done properly and they're not of good quality. The final examinations and some of the midterm examinations, because people are cheating on them. People will get others, especially now with the virtual world we live in. Because of the virtual world and the virtual examination process in higher education, people are getting other people. So they're cheating to do their examinations. There's many ways around it. Now, I'm sure that academics are aware of this. I'm sure the institutions are aware of this. My point is that people are getting through the system, receiving a qualification. Some of them don't even care about what they're actually studying. They just want to get the piece of paper so then they can work. And then when they are working, well, I don't know, doesn't that mean that they're not qualified and that they should not even be doing that job? Let me say this again. Especially with the virtual world, people are cheating on examinations and it's being allowed to happen. So, therefore, a proper examination is in person, physically, for, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours, where you have to answer questions after questions in front of a board of people. You have to argue and think and answer and show that you can speak and describe your education and deep critical thinking skills and your knowledge of the subject, and then write it all down for another 2 hours in front of a board of people, physically. That will then make sure that it is you that is learning, that is you that is qualified. Tell me what you think of this. And like I said, I don't want to become bitter and upset because of it. I'm not. I'm just making the critique. But of course, there's a fine line. YKim out.